Hi all. Okay, this spot welder from my previous videos stopped working, and I'm pretty curious to know why, because I've barely used it, just only a few times. Most of the time it was out of use and it doesn't charge. So I thought to myself, let's check first that my cable is okay and the charging cable is eventually okay, and I guess that the battery voltage is too low, but this is what I'm going to find out, why it is not supplying any voltage. It is supplying voltage to our battery, but the battery eventually did not work. So what is the problem with this thing is that if the battery get to certain low voltage, so the protection circuit doesn't allow it to power on, and this is probably what happened here. So I did try yesterday to charge it with the same cable, and it did not work. So maybe, I don't know, maybe there was a problem with the contact, or it doesn't get to the certain voltage, because we can see that it is charging okay. This battery lithium full voltage is 4.2. this is the limit, and this is what the charging circuit should do, should limit the voltage when it arrives near 4.2 volts. Some of the circuits allow just 4.1, some 4.25, it depends. So I will try to charge it a few more hours, and we'll see if this is the only problem, that the voltage was too low. This is why it didn't start. Also, there is no lighting during the charge, you can see, and I remember, if I remember correctly, that there was some light during the charging process. So we'll wait and see. Maybe if it will arrive to 3.6 volt or something like this, it will start to light the LED as a charging sequence. So okay, let's wait and hope that it's still alive. One more thing, I've checked the current, the charging current. It's now 100 milliamps or 0.1 amp, which is a very low current for charging. I expect this battery to charge at 1 amp, but probably the limit of the circuit, it does see a problem, so it limits the charging current. So eventually, when it will get to the threshold, I guess the current will become about 1 amp or even maybe more. So we will wait to see. Of course, at this stage I can supply direct charging to the battery, the contact of the battery, and not through the charging circuit here, but I don't want to do it, because eventually you want to start and charge it slowly till it reach the threshold, and from there it will go with much higher current. So if you want the cell to live longer or more years, so the best thing is to charge them slowly. It will provide more cycle of charging and discharging, and if you are using a high current, it will reduce the life of the battery. So I will give the circuit the conditions that it is working with, and then we'll see if it gets to a higher current. By the way, I can show you, I have here a current meter in the USB stick, so you can see this is a little below 100 milliamps of charging, and eventually when it will get to the threshold, I am almost sure it will be 1 amp of charging or near, or something around. So we will wait to the threshold. Okay, I was right about the charging, because you can see that now it is almost 1 amp continuous. But another thing, that the blue lighting of the charging do not lit yet, if you will see here. So that means that it's still not the threshold that it give blinking out. So I guess that if it will be over 3.5 volt or something like this, it will also start to blink, I think so. And let's wait, because the voltage is now 3.27 and it is starting to become alive, and this is a good sign. So we'll wait for the charging to light the LED. If it is, I will show it. Okay, so watch this. The voltage is now 3.46, and as I thought, my memory is still working. If you will see, it's hard to show it, but it is now blinking. So when it reach a specific voltage, you have also ability to see that it is during a charge, and the current is now again, it is still around 1 amp of charging. I can show it to the camera here. Okay, so you can see that the current is still around 1 amp. So everything is working. It's a bit pity that the BMS is not really protecting the battery, because if the voltage was get to 2 volts, so we have a problem. It means that if you're not using this welder, you have to make sure that from time to time you charge it, because otherwise you may lose the battery. If it will get to a lower voltage than 2 volts, around 1 volt, so the battery will be out of use and probably will be permanent damage to the battery. Okay, look what interesting thing I've found now. I will show you. The current seems to be decreasing a little, and it seems to me that this battery is not 4.2 volts. How do I know? Because I can see that when I'm close to 3.7, so the charging is decreasing. This is a good sign and a bad sign. The good sign is that this battery is not a lithium polymer. This is probably lithium phosphate battery. So the maximum charge voltage is actually 3.7, and this is not the nominal voltage for this battery. So the good thing is that these batteries are not explosive as lithium polymer batteries, which means if you have a short, you will have maybe a lot of smoke. It will hit, but it will not get fire. So this is very good news. About the bad news, since it is not 4.2, so you have a little less energy, but since this is usually these batteries are about at least 20C, so we can take 5 amp and it can reach to 100 amp during the welding process. So eventually this is okay. So this is good, and I'm very pleased that this is not a lithium polymer but lithium phosphate, which is much more safe battery. It is much more safe battery than the lithium polymer. So that's all. Now it seems to be working properly. The charging light is indeed working, and you can see it. So we have now ability to know that we could fix it and it will work. So that's all. Thank you and bye.